गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः सीताय पतये नमः सीताय पतये नमः. Where is that girl? उसको tell Agastya story. हाँ so ठीक है when they come. पापम में अस्तु तदा मातः ब्रह्म हत्या शतोद्भवं हत्वा वसिष्ठं खड्गेन अरुन्धत्या समन्वितं भूयात् तत्पापमखिलं मम जानामि यद्यहम् इत्येवं शपथं कृत्वा रुरोध भरतस्तदा. So when the mother Kekai told, we are talking about Ramayana. You heard of Ramayana? Rama? You have not heard of Lord Ram? Ram, Sita, Ravan. So why you say you don't have? You are not. So the Kekai, the mother of Bharat, she said, son, I have organized everything for you. I have made sure I had 2 boons, and with 1 boon I got the kingdom for you, and with the 2nd boon I sent Ramchandraji to the forest for 14 years. See how well I have planned everything. And when Bharatji hears the doing of Kaikai, then he says, Papam me astu tadamataha, you are the biggest sinner. And last week, you were not here because I was in Melbourne. So, if even a mother is doing something wrong, the children should correct. It is not that mummy is always right or daddy is always right. There are times, if they are telling lies, if they are acting against the dharma, because children, their mind is very, very pure. They don't know what is... They naturally they don't go to do wrong things. They learn doing wrong things from watching people. So here Bharat, even though he is grown up, but he is not shy to correct his mother. And because he was so disturbed by the statement of his mother, then he said, then oh mother, he doesn't say, afterwards he'll say, first he says, let me be cursed. Papam me astu tada mataha brahma hatya shatodbhavan. Let me be cursed by sins equivalent to 100 brahma hatya. Means those who are if someone has killed 100 rishis, 100 brahmins, whatever the sin is equivalent to that, let that sin come upon me. Because he can't blame his mother, he can correct her. But how do you show it? You show it by taking it on yourself. And then he says, or the sin which is begot by killing a guru. So who was the guru of Bharatji and Ram, all the 4 brothers? It is Sage Vashishta and his wife Arundhati. And he says, or either 100 Brahmins or the sin that is accrued by killing Sage Vashishta and his wife, let that sin be come upon me. And taking such an oath, Bharat started weeping. And then Kausalya tamathalingya putra janami ma shuchaha एतस्मिन्नन्तरे श्रुत्वा भरतस्य समागमं वसिष्ठो मन्त्रिभिः सार्धं प्रययौ राजमन्दिरं रुदन्तं भरतं दृष्ट्वा वसिष्ठप्राह सादरं. Then Kaushalya, he goes to Kaushalya, and Kaushalya, the moment she sees Bharatji, this is after the father has been killed, killed means he has died, and Sumant, their prime minister, he has sent messengers to go to Kandahar, that is from where Kaikai was, from Kandahar, Afghanistan. From there they quickly brought Bharat and Shatrughna back, and now he is back. He went to his mother. He said, why the whole Ayodhya is so quiet, Ayodhya is so dull, there is no life in Ayodhya. People are not smiling, people are not dancing, people are not lighting lamps outside, people are not putting flowers outside. Everyone has become dull. What is the reason? And not only that, as I came in, all the sentries, their heads are down. And where is father? You are always in the father's chambers. How come you are in your room? Because he used to love Kaikai very much. So he says, why you are here? And then she told him that I had the two boons and I encashed them like this, and now you are the king of the Ayodhya. And he becomes so angry and he doesn't know what to do but take the sin on himself. So here, then he goes to Kaushalya. Last week we told you that Kaikai loved Ramchandraji more. Always she will be around Ramchandraji. And Kausalya, she loves Bharatji more. And Kaikai's intention may have been, may not have been, we don't know. If we want to have some crooked thinking, then we can say, because she always wanted to be the favorite one with the king, she was young. But also, once the king goes away, who's the next king? Ramchandraji. So she always befriended and she was always generous with Sri Ram, so that when he becomes, he's favorable towards her. So, but she changed the whole plan. And then here he said, then he went to Kaushalya, because his mother is not acting like a mother. So he was always close to Kaushalya. So he goes. The moment Kaushalya sees Bharatji, she immediately starts crying and clasps him into her bosom, and said, "Oh son, etasmin antare shrutva bharatasya samagamam." So Bharatji tells her the whole story, what has happened before, and then she said, "I know all this. You don't cry. Nothing is going to happen. I know who you are. I know how true you are to your brother. I know how much of a dharmic person you are in that sense." So she says, "I know that you are not guilty," because he tells his mother, Kausalya, "You may think that I was conniving with my mother, Kaikai, to hatch out this whole plan. No, I had nothing to do with it. I don't even have an inkling that she was going to do like this." And Kausalya mother says that, "I know," having heard his story, she says that, "I know that you cannot do all this and you are not guilty of anything. You should not worry at all. There is no misunderstanding between you and me." Kausalya is reassuring Bharatji, because Bharatji is broken. His brothers are gone, only Shatrughna is there. Father is gone. His real mother is become a foreign person. Doesn't have a heart. She could bring about the death of her husband in order to procure the kingdom for her son. Oh my God! What a planning! So she says, "There is no misunderstanding. I know you are not a party to all this." Vasishto mantribhi sardham prayayau raja mandiram rudantam bharatam drushtva vasishta praha sadaram. And then at that moment, while this dialogue is going on between Bharat and Kausalya, at that time Sage Vashishta came into the royal palace of Kausalya, and along with all other ministers. So who is the minister? Sumantra, he is the prime minister. and all other, we have home ministry, we have got finance ministry and all like that. All of them came, and seeing Bharat, Rudantam Bharatam Društva, having seen Bharat, they saw him crying, lying on the floor at the feet of Kausalya. And he said to him, who? The sage Vashishta said. What did he say? Vruddho Raja Dasharatho Jnani Satya Parakramaha Bhuktva Martya Sukham Sarvam Ishtva Vipula Dakshinaihi Ashvamedhadibhiryagnehi Labdhva Ramam Sutam Harim Ante Ajagama Tridevam Devendrardhasanam Prabhu. King Darsharat was, Sage Vashishta is telling Bharat, who is crying, lying on the floor, writhing on the floor at the feet of Kausalya. And Sage Vashishta from far away, from the entrance he saw, and from there only he is saying, King Dasharatha was old, Vruddho Raja Dasharatho. Vruddha means old. Dasharatha, Raja, you know, King. Dasharatha is his name. The King Dasharatha was very old, Jnani Satya Parakramaha, and he was a Jnani, he was a knowledgeable person, and Satya Parakramaha, and he always lived for the truth. There is a famous saying, Prana Jai Par Vachana Na Jai. That was the Surya Vansha, Raghu Vansha, Raghuvansh ki reet sada chali aaye, Prana Jai Par Vachana Na Jai. That statement is there, that if once the king has given the word, he will live to it. And Ramchandraji says, Dad, you have given my mother the 2 boons. If she has encashed, I am going. I am not going to let your name, not this tradition, that if you have given a word and it will not be followed, it cannot happen. I am going. And that is why the father eventually, from separation from Ramchandraji, he passed away. He couldn't, because Ramchandraji was his heart. So here he says, Bhuktva Martya Sukham Sarvam Ishtva Vipula Dakshinaihi. He has enjoyed, Sage Vashishta is saying that King Dasharatha has enjoyed all the comforts of his life, and he has lived a very long life. I think he lived for almost 20,000 years that time. And having taken the birth as a human being, and he has propitiated in many yagyas and many Ashwamedh yagyas. All those were done to get the blessings from the gods as well as from all the saints and sages and Brahmins. And he has done all that, and in those Ashwamedh yajnas, all the wealth, they never were stingy. They used to take the wealth and with an open heart they used to distribute it to the masses, because they had the confidence that more will come. They have the capacity to produce more. They were never stingy. See? So, and then Ashvamedhadibhiryagnyaihi labdva ramam sutam harim. And he did all these horse sacrifices and other religious rituals, and a result of one of those rituals was that Lord Vishnu, because Rishyashringa, the son of Sage Vashishta, he was also a great rishi in his own right. And when Dasharatji asked Sage Vashishta that, please, you are a Brahma Rishi, why don't you bless me with a child? I have been struggling to get a son for such a long. He had only one daughter. That daughter was married, she was married to, the King Dasharatha's daughter is married to Sage Vashishta's son, Rishyashringa. So he doesn't have a sin. Whom do you give your kingdom to? So he says, no, I am not qualified to do that. This particular job that you are asking, first time you have asked, my son will do it. Call Rishyashringa. He was somewhere in middle of India. He goes and calls him. So and when they did the fire sacrifice, the Agni Devata came and he brought the payasam, and that payasam was eaten by Kausalya, Sumitra, Kausalya and Kaikai, and both of them gave one part to, half part to Sumitra. So Sumitra had 2 children, Kausalya had 1 son, and Kaikai had 1 son. Kausalya's son was Ramchandraji, Kaikai's son was the Bharatji, and Sumitra's sons were Lakshman and Shatrughna. Lakshman became dedicated to Ram, serving Ram, and Shatrughna is serving Bharatji. And this is the story. And here he is saying, the sage Vashishta is telling Bharatji that as a result of this fire sacrifice, the Lord Vishnu himself, in the form of Sri Ram, manifested on this earth, and Dasharatha got all these benefits. He got Lord Narayana alone himself as his son, and if now he has gone and he has gone to heaven, and then now that he's gone, he has lived a good life. You don't cry about it. But now the throne cannot remain empty. The throne is meant for you. Your mother has, here he doesn't say it's gone for you, because he also knows the Kaikai has asked for the throne for his son Bharat. He says, now you are eligible for the throne, so you sit on the throne. Who? Bharat, Prince Bharat. So then, with this type of dialogue, tam shocasi vrithaiva tvam ashocham moksha bhajanam atma nityo vyayah shuddho janmanashadi varjitaha shariram jadamartyartham apavitram vinashwaram vicharyamane shokasya navakasha kathanchana. So Sage Vashishta, he is telling Bharat that your father, he has lived a good life, he has gone to heaven, he is not worthy to feel pity. He lived his good life. He was already towards his end of his life, he is gone now. So don't feel pity for him. No warrior wants to feel pity. So during the freedom struggle, throughout our history, take Shivaji, his son, take all the Sikh gurus, those who were the fighting ones, they never asked for pity. I sacrificed my son and, poor me, give me attention. No. They were courageous. So here he is saying, don't bring that type of feeling for your father. He was a warrior. He is that warrior who helped Indra defeat the Asuras. So he is not an ordinary king. He doesn't deserve to be feel pitied upon, and therefore feel pity and is worthy subject fit for emancipation and salvation. He has lived a correct life. He has lived a dharmic life. He has carried out all his duties. He has done the Ashwamedh Yajna. He has done all the religious rituals for last 10, 15, 20,000 years, and he has accrued enough merits to go to the heaven. There's nothing to feel bad about. He has lived fully. So don't feel bad about him. And you are unnecessarily Atma. Here he says, Ashocham moksha bhajanam. So, Ashocham. Don't think otherwise. That my father, no, he has gone to heavens. He has gained the salvation. Then Atma Nityo Vyaya Shuddho Janmanashadi Varjitaha. Now a little bit of Vedanta knowledge he gives to Bharat. He says that Atma, the soul, it is imperishable, it is eternal, it never gets destroyed, it's indestructible, it's the ever pure, and this Atma is without any birth and without any death. So he's bringing the attention of Bharatji on the eternal Atma rather than the person who is not existing anymore. Bharatji has studied that under Vashishta. But when we are in relationship, we forget all those things. So what is the job of a teacher? To remind. So he is reminding. So the consciousness is separate to the lifeless body. So consciousness is continuous, whether you take it as Atma or you take it as soul. Both are continuous. Soul also leaves the body, goes to the next body. So where has it died? It has not died. Atma can never die. Soul also can never die. Body also can never die. Can you believe this? That body also doesn't die. कभी सुना है ऐसे कि body doesn't die? Then what happens to the body? Body becomes unmanifest. What is this body made up of? Space, air, fire, water, earth. When this body is not able to allow the expression of Atma through this body, we call it death. But then at that time, what happens? Atma doesn't die. If you don't understand Atma, soul also doesn't die. Body doesn't die. Why? Body was made up of 5 elements. It goes back to the 5 elements, only to create another body somewhere. This is going on eternally. So nobody dies. Unnecessarily stupid people like us. Why should I say us? You. Here Bharat. Here in this case Bharat. Unnecessarily crying. That which is not worthy of crying. With this knowledge you live in your life that there is nothing called death. At a very gross level, death is not an event. If death is not an event, then what is death? It is a principle. Everything that has come into creation will go out of creation, correct? Everything that the breath came in, gave you nourishment, now it has to go out. So has it become dead? No, it's only recycling. The in-breath has become out-breath. The eyes are looking and now they are blinking. Again, the world has vanished. And again the world has come up. So did world vanish? When you blinked, what happened to the world? It became unavailable. When you opened the eyes, a world became available. Is it the same world which before the blink? Even right now, if I blink my eye, close my eyes and I open it, is it the same world that was before I blinked? Or is it different?
Same.
No.
Different.
It is not same. It is different. Everything has changed. You have changed your position. Our eyes cannot see, but the cellular structure has changed. You have become 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 seconds older. Time has changed, space has changed, your body, the object, it has changed. Before you may be sitting like this, after I open my eyes, you are like this. Everything has changed. The thoughts have changed. So, death is a principle. It is not an event in life. For that you have to study Kathopanishad, Nachiketa. So, this is one thing. So here he says that this body is lifeless. It is the soul, the consciousness, the Atma, it is auspicious, it is eternal, it is pure, it is all-knowing, it is of the nature of light. See? Body, what is it made up of? That is one. When it is made up of 5 elements, that example is over. Now, it is dirty. How it is dirty? It is made up of bones, it is made up of phlegm, it is made up of bone marrow, it is made up of blood, it is made up of what do you call?
Flesh.
Did I say phlegm? Flesh. Huh? So, and one more, urine and fecal matter. The 6 things that go into making this body. Majority is bacteria. And we love our body so much. Huh? From the moment you enter here, put your nose in someone's mouth, you will see what stink comes out there. Any part, put your nose under the armpits, you will know. Anywhere, if you don't keep washing it again and again, it is a stink hole. It's a stink hole. So there is nothing healthy or nothing beautiful in this body. Our beauty is only the 45. That is not our beauty. But there is nothing in this body that is beautiful because it is made up of dirt. So here our Sage Vashishta is saying that the body is lifeless, it is inert, it is made up of mass, majja and all that, bone marrow and bone and all of them are urine and fecal matter. And what is the journey of this body? Birth, growth, disease, decay, death. 5 steps. Anything that comes into this creation has these 5. Anything living. has these five: birth, growth, if it is living, disease, decay, and death. See? That is the journey of this body. Why you are complaining? One day, someone has to go. Everyone has to go one day. And you are crying for your father because you love him. You love him because you want him to be there. See? When one thinks in these terms, there is no scope of regret, grief, remorse, or one does not lament at all. Bharatji, he is distraught. On one hand, what will the whole Ayodhya talk about him, that I have connived with my mother? Second, my mother did all this. Third, they will think that I am the cause of my father's death. Only Kaushalya mother could understand him, so he came to her. And now Sage Vashishta is also saying in a different way. He is saying it is not, because he is the teacher, he is a Guru Maharaj. He is the Raghuvansh for generations. From the time the Surya dynasty began, from that time Sage Vashishta has been the teacher for that lineage. So he says, don't cry for the body. Atma does not die and body is not worth crying for. Tumhara question. So in this way, don't feel the grief, don't regret, and don't feel the remorse. Pita va tanayo vapi yadi mrityu vasham gataha tam anushochanti swatmatadana purvakam Nissare khalu samsare viyogo jnaninam yada bhaved vairagya hetus shanti saukhyam tanoti cha. If a father or son dies, only the ignorant fools cry or mourn for him by beating their chest. This is told in Adhyatma Ramayana. We are not doing the exact Ramayana. This is an abridged version for self-growth, for self-evolution. So you take these stories, Ramayana is very, very long, Valmiki Ramayana. Say Maharishi Ved Vyasji took that Valmiki Ramayana and made a simplified, summarized version of it from the point of view of a seeker. So that if you listen to other lectures, the talk is such a way, the verses are such a way, and our explanation is in such a way that if you are subjective, if your attention is on the Atma, then you will benefit a lot. It is not about, in Valmiki it may be written, ki if someone dies you have to do the Shrad, this, that. Here it is, what it's saying, it is not talking about Shrad or anything. It will come, thoda sa ek line aayega. But here what is saying, those are the fools who cry for if someone has died. Now what do we live as? We only live for people and we cry for people who are passing away. और यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है clearly? कि if a father or a son dies, only the ignorant fool. The word used was Mudha stama anushochanti. Mudha. Mudha means stupid. We are not stupid, then don't cry. But in this meaningless world, again, see here what he says. Nissare khalu sansare. Khalu sansare, this entire world. And what is it? Nissar. Sar means essence. Nissar means without essence. The world is without essence. You can, as much as you may create relationships, as much as you may collect possessions, as much as you may invest money for what you call, for securing your future, what is it? Nissare khalu sansare. There is no iota of security in this world. There is no iota of security in relationships. There is no iota of security. Sansar also means thoughts. The whole world is known only by way of thoughts. So there is no iota of security available even from thoughts. Which thoughts? Those thoughts which are thinking about the world. Nissare khalu sansare. Viyogo jnaninam yada. And if a wise person has to suffer separation from anyone, it is the cause. What is the cause? What is he thinking? Oh, one more person less for me to worry about. You are laughing, but because that is not the norm in the world, isn't it? That's why you are laughing. I would have also laughed once upon a time. But if you want to be healthy in your old age, then these thoughts we must cultivate. These thoughts we must cultivate. Otherwise, we will collapse within ourselves, go into depression because our father goes, or mother goes, or child goes, or brother goes, or sister goes. You don't go to that many houses as much as we go. One mother is there. Her 3 sons have passed away, but she's not dying. And she says, what do I do? Why am I not dying? In Sydney, this is Newcastle. In Sydney, there is one lady. She's the 9th Dan. Thoda piche. She's a 9th Dan in judo. 9th Dan. There's nothing after 9th Dan. So she's spiritually that award. She used to do the judging at the Olympics. Indian. She drove her car back and crushed her own son's head under the car. Painful. But she came out of it. Because somewhere, when you are 9th Dan, you have to be the witness of life. For some days she cried, some months she cried. The pain is probably still there, but everything else is, but it is her own it's her own private thing. Because how can a mother forget her child? For someone else, if something like this has happened, their whole life will be upside down and they will be a good for nothing person for the rest of the life. But she, within 2-3 months, she was back on her feet. This is not we are saying because we want to trouble you. It is the fact. In life, there is nothing worth holding on to. There is nothing worth losing your sleep on any attachment. Let it be object, let it be a person. If you understand that way, but does that mean there is no attachment, then I can do what? No, you live righteously, dharmik tarike se jiyo. Adharma ko follow nahi karna hai. Don't follow adharma. So here he says that in this meaningless world, a wise person has to suffer separation, and it is bound to happen. Someday, sometime in the future, all of us will come across some loss in our life. Are we going to be a problem to everyone else because of our investment in that person or investment in that house? If the house burns away, tomorrow earthquake comes and the house is broken down, what are you going to do? Are you going to be a broken person for the rest of your life? Or are you going to rebuild again? To rebuild, you have to have a different frame of mind. That, okay, bygone is bygone, start again. Let's do it. A child who is learning how to walk, he doesn't complain or he doesn't repent. He doesn't regret how many times he has fallen. He's only wanting one thing. I want to run like everyone else. He doesn't think negative about himself ever. But human being, because he has started earning money, because he has become a husband or a wife, because he has become a father or a mother, he thinks he has become wise. No. If we are breaking down because of any event in our life, then we are not wise. We have to rise up. We have to stand tall. We have to rebuild. Then, if you are that type of person, then you become a leader within the society. People come and look up to you. Because why? How come this fellow is not? They are watching. Everyone is watching each other. So if we succumb to our circumstances or we rise above our circumstances, that is the only two options we have. So here, instead of complaining, see, Krishna and Arjun, they were walking in Dwarka one day. And Arjun said, and while they were going, there was one old man with a cow at the back. And Krishna said, "Hey, Baba, you have not given me anything." He looked at Krishna. "Krishna, you are our Lord. Ask me whatever." He says, "Give me all your milk." He drank the milk. That old man, he's thinking he will get a blessing. And while going, he didn't say anything at that time. He drank the milk, and while going, he said, "May his cow die. May his cow die. Let him leave him or die, whatever. We won't say die. Let him leave him." Then he went forward. Arjuna was doing, "What is this fellow? He should be blessing this fellow." He went ahead. Then there was a big businessman with a big paunch, all silk clothes. He said, "Krishna, at last I got the fortune of coming in front of you. Please bless me." He says, "May your wealth double. May your wealth double." Arjuna was totally confused. Why is this? What is this? He should be taking the wealth of the old man, rich man, and giving it to the poor, socialist attitude. And here Krishna is taking away the one support that old man had, that was of cow. And that also Krishna took it away. And he asked the question to Krishna, "Why did you do that?" He said, "Come, let's go back. Come, let's go back." And they went to the old man. And what was the old man doing? He found his cow dead or run away, and he was only doing one thing: Krishna, 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 because he has got no support left. Krishna said, "The only obstacle between this old devotee and me was that cow. I took it away. Now he's one with me." And while they are looking at him, he leaves his last breath and merges into the Lord. Then why did you give so much wealth to the rich fellow? He needs to commit more sin with all that wealth so that his pot is full. Then he will think of me. Abhi usko sirf paisa dikh raha hai. He is not thinking about me he only thinks of me when he wants something for himself. See? So how do wise people think when they look at the world? They don't complain, they don't feel bad, they don't feel the loss. If something has been lost in their life, they feel that we have renounced. Now we are free. Now there are no hiccups. Nowadays, life of minimalism is going on everywhere. The lesser the better. Take it a bit further. Lesser the better means now look at the society. Less relationships, less families, less children, dinks, less children. Everything is less. Population is still enough, but everything is moving in that direction. See? And they don't feel that they need to be in relationship. They don't feel that I need children. Why? They're happy with themselves. See? So, if that happiness is genuine, then it will come out of, thank God I don't have anyone. No hang-ups. No one to hook on. Do this, I have to do that, I have to do that. I'm free. Then what do you do if you are completely free and no responsibilities? Then you become a problem in other people's life or what? What do? You take that freedom and become disciplined and apply your energy and focus towards the divine. And realize the divine while living. Posthumously, nobody knows. So while living, this possibility is there. If life has given you freedom, no responsibilities, so to speak, you are lucky one. Because the purpose of human birth is only one. Purpose of human birth is not to get married. Purpose of human birth is not for children. Purpose of human birth is not to cultivate a profession. That will automatically happen. That in last life, whatever you programmed for yourself, that was is going on. Then what is the purpose of human birth? Liberation is possible only through human birth. If gods, demigods, Indra, etc., if they want liberation, they have to take a human birth, only then they can get liberated. But they are stuck. They got, each one has a job. Sun god cannot say, I want to take a human birth. He's got a job to do. And his span of job description lasts for the entire cycle of creation. He can't escape. The Lord of Death, he can't escape. You are free. You are a human being. And what is the purpose of human being? While living, work towards your evolution so that within this lifetime we come to recognize that we are the infinite spirit. We are the infinite consciousness. Then what about everything else? Everything else will be taken care of. How? The right thoughts at the right time will come and do it. It's a new knack which will get inculcated within you when your attention is on the divine. It will not happen if your attention is on the world, because world is variety. More variety thoughts in your mind, more confused the mind is. Less the variety in the mind, the more integrated the mind is. The more the integration, a knack develops of being in the right place at the right time, with the right people, in the right circumstance, with the right opportunity, with the right everything. And if it is not happening, you don't blame anyone. Maybe something needs to be cleared up. Maybe I'm not synchronized with myself. That's why it's not clicking. See, this is that simple. Anyway, so with this, he says that that if someone has passed away or something has been taken away, it's a blessing that I have become free of that. So once one great master was there. His name was Gondavlekar Maharaj in Maharashtra, and someone said he was a married fellow, but he was a Ram Bhakt. So some family said, we are going for pilgrimage. Sir, can you please, you are a Mahatma, no, everyone respects you, why don't you take care of my house while I am here, and my utensils are there, my bed is there, this, that, all that. He says, okay, go. And after a few days, one thief came in the night, and while Swamiji was sleeping, Gundavlekar Maharaj was sleeping, he took one big bed sheet, put all the copper and brass pots into the thing, and he was about to collect it together and go. And in that moment, because some cling sound came, the Gondavlekar Maharaj, he woke up. And the moment he woke up, he took whatever was left, little bit, and he started running, the thief. The thief is running, and Gondavlekar Maharaj collected whatever he has left behind, and he collected in one sheet, and he is running after him. So the thief is running in the front, and he is running at the back, and he is a Mahatma. He is not going to get tired. After a few kilometers, that thief, he said, "Bhai, I'm sorry, you take it, whatever I have taken. I don't want it." And he saw Mahatma Ji, Gondavlekar Maharaj, carrying another potli on his back. He says, "Why you are running away? I am only coming after you to give whatever you have left behind." And he is running. Why? He is thinking that he is coming to catch him. So, in this manner, Janmavanyadi lokesmin tarhi tam mrityuranvagat tasmad apariharyoyam mrityuh janmavatam sada swakarma vashatas sarva jantunam prabhavapyayau vijanannapya prapya vidvanyaha katham shochati bandhavan. If anyone has, see, same thought is coming. If anyone has taken birth in this world, then surely death is attached for everyone. Where there is birth, there is death. Now, where is birth and where is death? Outside in the world we see. We may see a mountain, but you do, oh, before I was born, the mountain was there, the river was there, the India was there, and after I go, the India will be there, Himalayas will be there, Ganga ji will be there. Arey? That is your way of looking at it. But if you ask the mountain, he says, I am disintegrating every moment. You ask the river, she says, I am evaporating every moment. See, everything is changing all the time. The illusion that the world is the same, this we have to come out of. It is never the same. It is never the same. So here he says, if anyone has taken birth in this world, he has to go out of this world one day. And therefore, hence, for all those who have taken tasmad apariharyot yam mrityu janma vatam sada. So everyone who has taken birth, death is unavoidable. Whether you face it or you go through it yourself. Are we prepared if death comes today? Do we know? We live in this belief that we will not die till 70, 80. Kisko pata hai? Who knows? How many examples are there in Melbourne itself? In Melbourne itself, in the news, that healthy people are just dropping dead. That crazy John is there, no? That, remember 10 years ago he was there. That crazy John, mobile company. He used to live in Brighton in Melbourne. And he went every morning he used to go to jog, 45, 47 years old. Went for a jog as usual, did not come back home. Dead on the road. Suddenly, healthy, no vices. What do you do? But we live with this belief that we are invincible, that we are going to live we are planning, planning. Planning what? Financial planning. Planning what? Emotional planning. Planning what? I have to take care of my children, I have to take care of my house, I have to take care of my investment, I have to take care of this and that, everything. But have we planned for death? Or it's going to happen as an accident? Have we planned for it? If death comes at this moment, suppose I get a heart attack at this moment while talking, am I ready for it? Or am I going to, I don't want to die, I don't know. Or at that very moment, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Gandhiji shot. What came out of his mouth? Not condemnation, not a curse. All that came out of his mouth was Shri Ram, 3 times. Can we say that we have come to that point that we can remember the Lord if the death comes to us at this moment? If not, start preparing. That is worthy preparation. Everything else, the closer you come to the Lord's wife is Lakshmi. She will take care of you. Don't worry. She'll give you the right idea at the right time. Otherwise, you can spend your whole life working for money and it keeps running away from you. But you come to the Lord, His consort, Mahalakshmi, she will, he is a devotee of my husband. I have to take care of my husband's devotee. She will take care of you. I'm not saying you do it because of that. If you think like this, then your devotion towards the Lord also will not be 100%. Your devotion towards the Lord should be 100%. Continuing. Swakarma vashata sarva jantu naam prabhavapyo. Tumhara question. Every creature takes birth according to his own deeds. इस तुम्हारा था क्या इसका था कुछ तो था. Every creature If you have taken birth as a Lekha, he has taken as Suraj, you are Narayan, Swami. From the previous birth, whatever our karmas we have done, whatever actions we have performed, good or bad, the summum bonum, the conclusion, the balance sheet has resulted in this life. From worldly point of view, okay, from relative point of view. We are not talking about Atma. We are talking about the soul now. We are talking about rebirth. We are talking about rebirth. So, what determines why you are like this, not anyone else? Because of your karmas, because of your actions in the past life. So, if you want to be a better person, suppose you miss out on realization this lifetime. Huh? Suppose you miss out on realization. Do good action so that next life, be a devotee, make your mind focused on the divine. What today's exercise of 108 times of Hanuman Chalisa was, that at least we give ourselves a present for one day to contemplate on Hanumanji to the exclusion of everything. For 8 hours, we had nothing going on in our mind except Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamano Kara Sudari Bharana Raghubara Jodayaka Padachari. Continuously, one after the other. Time nahi hai kuch. If while chanting, if your attention goes on something, you will forget what is going to come out next. You must not, see, that is the focus we are talking about. That is the focus. So if suppose our shastras say, our scriptures say that we are already realized, everyone is realized, they just don't know it. Why? Because the kachara dimag mein basa ho raha na, kachara khali karo. Suppose you are not able to clear all the memories from your mind, the subconscious impressions and the memories, you are not able to, and you are doing good actions in this life, you will get a good life next life. Next life, you will go into the, you will be a sadhaka, you will be a more, you will get such an environment where you can continue from where you left. But that does not mean we should look, no, I'm going to work for my next life. No, you must work for realization. We must work for realization, to be one with the divine. So everyone takes birth and dies according to his own deeds, but in spite of knowing, now that you have heard, after the satsang what will happen? What is there for food? What is there for food? अच्छा, उसका क्या हुआ? हाँ, उसने तो ऐसे कर दिया, तो मेरे से, I don't know how can they speak like that about me, this that. अभी क्या सत्संग में क्या हो रहा था? Focus on the divine. What was being told in the world? World is like this only. What is the world like? Like the curled tail of the dog. It can never become straight. World is never straight. What is not straight about it? Everything that comes into creation goes out of creation. Everything that is born must die. So you cannot hold on to anything in this world. Everything has a different lag period. Mountain has a longer lag period. Body has less. Thoughts has even less. Your breath has even less, isn't it? Everything is dying. Everything is coming into existence. Everything is going out of existence. Catch it. Catch this game. Don't get carried away by this game. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. If you don't prepare, then you are committing sabotage while living. And that sabotage expresses as pain, loss, depression, identity crisis, blaming. We are all experts at that, no? All those things. See? And everything that we have chanted in Hanuman Chalisa, you remember Hanuman? He is taking care of everything. Bhuta pishach nikat nahi aave. Vidyavana guniyati sagar. So, if all qualities are present in him, can you by yourself think about the world and cultivate all the qualities that he has in one lifetime? Cannot, na? But there is one way. If you withdraw your mind from the world and focus it on Hanumanji, as you think, so you become. That is the rule. If your mind with feeling is thinking about Hanumanji, all the qualities of Hanumanji will start expressing out of you. Just like small children, they keep looking at daddy and mummy and they start behaving exactly like that, isn't it? Correct? So we are also children. Don't think we are grown-ups. Focus on the Hanumanji or any Lord that is in your heart, and the qualities of that Lord, they will start expressing through you, provided you are surrendered, that you are dedicated, you are disciplined, you are sincere in your interaction with Him. This is the knack. This is the knack of being a lotus in dirty waters. The dirty waters are this world, and you are the lotus. This dirty water is this body, the Atma is the lotus. Untouched. Untouched. Urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshayamamritat. So ignorant people, they grieve and mourn for the nears and dears and friends and relatives, but the wise people, they feel, chalo, acha ho gaya. Now less to worry about. Less to worry about. Do they go and talk to, hey, you know, someone has passed away, now I am free. They're not advertising to anyone, okay? This is going on in their heart. One Mahatma was there in Haridwar. So his guru passed away. So they sent him a telegram to near Varanasi. And he said, Aure Guru Maharaj he has taken Samadhi. He was the next in charge. He came. He saw already 10,000 people there in Haridwar. Vaya. And as he started coming with his car, everyone is crying. अरे गुरुजी चले गए, अब क्या होगा, अब हम अनाथ हो गए. You know, अनाथ मतलब समझते हैं? अनाथ means, you know, understand, okay. So, orphan. We have become orphan, this, that. Everyone is crying, wailing. इसने कहा यार ये तो गड़बड़ हो गई. So moment he stopped the car and he started wailing louder than all the 10,000 people. He started wailing, he started rolling on the ground in front of the body of his master. Now I have become orphan, who will take care of me? My whole life was only up for you. You were my father, you were my mother, you were my guru, you were my everything. And he kept crying, screaming. All the people said, Swamiji, Atma doesn't die. All the people around, Swamiji, you teach us Atma doesn't die, why you are crying? He cried for another 10 minutes till they came to understand that Atma doesn't die, went in and had an iced tea. So the one who was there with him, he says, Swamiji, what was that? He says, it's easy for 1,000 people to take care of one person, but it's very difficult for one person to take care of 1,000 people. So I did the drama. देखा? Yeah, we should be like that in our daily life. जहाँ पे ड्रामा करना है. But not because to manipulate people in the wrong way. Not to manipulate people in the wrong way. So, with this, ignorant people have so much grief and for friends, relatives, etc. And then he says, with these two verses, then we conclude. Brahmanda kotayo nashtaha srishtayo bahusho gataha shushyanti sagara sarve kaivastha kshana jivite चलपत्रान्तलग्नाम्बु बिन्दुवत् क्षणभङ्गुरम् आयुस्त्यज्यत्य वेलायां कस्तत्र प्रत्ययस्तव. Crores of millions, Brahmanda kotayo nashtaha. Brahmand matlab the universe. Universes. According to our scriptures, there is not one universe. There is multiple universes. Infinite. And in every in every universe, there is a Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. So, lage raho. So here he says, crores of millions of Brahmandas, universes have been destroyed. Numerous creations have passed away. All these oceans would dry up one day. Then what should one depend upon in this momentary life? I have already answered it. I didn't know these verses were coming. So what is, if everything is, before you can catch it, like I go to a river, and a child comes and tells me, Swamiji, I caught the river. But did he catch the river? By the time he put his hand, the river has already changed, isn't it? Now think, this is the river of life, this whole universe. What can you catch in this world and call your own? Nothing. You can't even catch your breath. You can't catch your blinking. You can't even catch your hunger. You can't catch your body. I want to remain no problems in my skin level, for example, or my hair should be white, black. Nothing. You can't control it. Everything is changing. Before the moment your thought comes, it has already changed. So nothing in this creation you can hold on to. That is what is being told here, that everything is passing away. Just like the river is passing away, you cannot catch it. The world is also continuously. Then what is that on which we can rely? If we can't rely on this world, if we can't rely on the sun or the moon or the earth or the space, air, fire, water, earth, if we can't rely on relationships, we can't rely on wealth, we can't rely on schools, everything that we studied in school today, everything is coming wrong. अपने स्कूल में हमने क्या पढ़ा था? अभी सारा सब कुछ चेंज हो रहा है. The whole world is saying that all the discoveries were made in India. Pythagoras theorem, Archimedes principle, Newton's third law, all they stole the books from here and they put everything there. But what did we study? That everything is from there. The dream was, I want to go to America one day. Now what do I want to do? I'm proud to be Indian. Isn't it? That time also I was proud because I was from armed forces, the background. तो हमारे को तो पहले से ही था, और जब स्कूल में पढ़ाते भी थे, we know we can't argue with the teacher, but we used to discuss, the students, that all this what we are studying in history is wrong. We have to find other ways. तो फिर हम जाके एक दूसरे का अमर चित्र कथा पढ़ते थे, ये पढ़ते थे, and we used to find answers कि why they are teaching only the Mughal history and not the Indian history. Anyway, that's why probably I became sannyasi. So Swami. This age, so now he is telling you the ephemeral nature of your life. Ephemeral nature, that your life on this planet is, it's relatively, it's how long is it? Like a drop on the ocean. Like only a drop. So here he says, Chalapatran talagnambu bindu vat kshana bhanguram. How long does वो क्या बोलते हैं, वो करते हैं ना वो, that water bubble comes, what do you call it? Bubbles. So how long does a bubble last? When you are in the ocean or when these kids play with it, how long does a bubble last? Which is full of air inside. Looks beautiful. On the ocean also the froth looks beautiful. How long does it last? That long is our life. In our mind we are thinking we are going to live long. But actually it is every moment. What life you know is because with reference to your body. Body is continuously changing. Body is continuously dying. Every 7 years, every cell in your body changes. Every cell. So this age, life is like a drop of water on the edge of a shaking or a quivering leaf. It is momentary, transient, and unstable. It betrays and abandons without any warning. What reliance do you put on it? So your life is like that drop hanging from the tip of the leaf. It's hanging. अभी गया, अभी गया. देखने में बड़ा मजा आता है. देखने में बड़ा मजा आता है. But we don't realize that we are also hanging in this creation like that. Any moment we can be taken out of this creation. There's no guarantee. So don't live, we must not live in a fool's world. Then what should we do? Answer will come, I am telling you. Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raja. और श्री राम जैसे वो करते थे, और कृष्णा और शिवा, वॉट एवर. So in this manner we will see. After that it goes into the soul and his journey. We'll leave it here. Today we'll conclude early, all of you, those who are listening on the Zoom. So because I'm here in Newcastle, and we'll take the class next week. We will, I think it's at Bodh's place next week. So everyone welcome. Talk to her what dish has to be brought. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Just sit quietly for a moment.